Here is something most people do not know about ticks. They have no eyes. None at all. They find you almost entirely by smell, reading the carbon dioxide in your breath and the faint acids on your skin. Scientists asked a simple question. What if you could scramble that sense before a tick ever reached you? The answer turned out to be sitting in ordinary garden plants all along, and today I am showing you 7 of them you can grow yourself right along your fence line. If you spend any time outside in spring or summer, ticks are probably somewhere on your mind, even if you do not say it out loud. Nobody wants to find one crawling up their arm after an evening in the yard, and the worry about Lyme disease is real and reasonable. Most of us reach for a spray, and it works for an afternoon, then washes off with the next rain or the next time we sweat through a warm day. That leaves you back where you started, checking your ankles every time you step outside your own back door. Here is something a little controversial. I think sprays have trained us to expect a quick fix, and that expectation is exactly why plant barriers disappoint so many people who try them. Someone plants one lonely marigold beside a tomato in June, expecting a miracle, and when ticks still show up, they give up on the whole idea. The plants themselves are not the problem. The way most people use them is a single scatter plant here, and there was never going to do the job these plants are actually capable of. Here is the hidden reason this works when it is done right, and it comes straight from that discovery about ticks having no eyes. A tick finds you by smell, full stop. It has no other way to locate a meal. So when you fill the air along a path or a fence line with strong, overlapping scents, you're not just making your yard smell nice. You are jamming the exact signal a tick depends on to find you at all. That only works, though, when the plants are placed thickly in the right spots and given real time to establish. One plant is decoration. A dent stand is a wall. Let's walk the fence line together and meet the 7. Number 1, marigold. The Aztecs grew these by the millions 3,000 years ago, and modern chemistry finally explains why they worked so well. The flowers carry a compound that scrambles an insect's nervous system, and the roots release something toxic to pests hiding in the soil below. Here is the mistake to avoid. This only works when you plant marigolds thickly, a full 2 months before you set out whatever you are protecting in that same spot. Sow them in bold, dense drifts along a play area or bed edge, and give them full sun. Number 2, rosemary. This piney herb is packed with camphor and a crisp, eucalyptus-like compound, and to a tick waving its legs in the air, trying to catch your scent, a hedge of rosemary is like static drowning out a radio station. Plant it right where people brush past, along a path, or beside the porch steps. Just remember, rosemary hates wet feet. Give it sharp drainage and sandy soil. Never heavy clay that stays damp, or the roots will rot at the crown. Number 3, chrysanthemum. These cheerful autumn flowers gave the world one of its oldest natural insecticides, ground into powder as far back as ancient China. The key word here is contact. A mum will not fill your whole yard with protection, but it creates a landing strip of real potency right where a tick would actually touch it. Plant them along deck steps and doorways, and pinch the growing tips back through early summer so they grow into a dense, low thicket of blooms by fall. One caution, keep them away from where your bees are working, since the same compound is hard on pollinators too. Number 4, lavender. Wild lavender loaded its leaves with 2 compounds to keep insects from eating it long before we ever planted a single row for ourselves. Those same compounds overwhelm a tick's senses just as well. Grow it in thick borders along walkways, wherever a passing leg will brush the stems and release the oil into the air. Here is the mistake that kills more lavender than anything else: kindness. Rich soil and generous watering will drown it every time. Give it lean, gravelly, well-drained ground and hard sun, and it will reward you for years. Garlic. The ancient Egyptians called it the plant of immortality, And it turns out the sharp compound released when a clove is cut or crushed genuinely repels pests both above and below the soil. Tuck cloves in clusters through your mixed beds, right beside roses and vegetables. The timing mistake that trips up beginners is planting it in spring. Garlic actually wants to go into the ground in autumn, so the roots can grow strong through the cold months before any green ever shows. Number 6, mountain mint, and this one comes with a warning attached. Common peppermint does repel ticks, but its roots spread like an invading army and will take over an entire bed. If you grow it, keep it jailed in a pot by the door. The better choice is a native cousin called clustered mountain mint. It grows in a polite, well-behaved clump, carries that same tick-repelling oil, and as a bonus, it draws in the single most diverse crowd of bees and butterflies of any native plant tested in a major Penn State trial. Give it moist, fertile soil in full sun to part shade. Number 7, wormwood, and it may be the most useful plant on this whole list. Its bitterness repels ticks directly, but its real power is that white-tailed deer will not go near it, and deer are the ones ferrying adult ticks in from the woods in the first place. Plant a run of it along your outer property line, right where deer would slip through, and you're cutting off the delivery service before it ever reaches your yard. It wants lean, dry, sandy soil and full sun, nothing rich or pampered. One note of care, it is toxic if eaten, so wear gloves when trimming it and keep it clear of your vegetable rows. None of this is guesswork. Researchers at Acadia University in Nova Scotia studied exactly how blackleg ticks locate a host, confirming that scent, not sight, is their only real tool. Separately, a Penn State extension trial tested 86 native plants for their pull on pollinators, and cluster mountain mint finished first by a wide margin, proving that a tick barrier and a butterfly garden can absolutely be the same planting. And in Connecticut, researchers found that overgrown, invasive thickets held 120 infected ticks per acre, while open, well-maintained ground held only 10. That is not a small difference. That is the entire game. Here is one more mistake worth calling out on its own, because it undoes everyone's hard work quietly, over time. It is planting mint of any kind directly in open ground without a container. People fall in love with the scent, plant it straight into a bed, and 2 summers later it has swallowed the roses, the herbs, and half the lawn beside it. The fix is simple. Any true mint goes in a pot, sunk into the ground if you like the look, but with a solid barrier keeping those roots contained. Skip that one step, and your tidy tick barrier turns into next year's biggest garden headache. Let's bring it all together. Marigold and chrysanthemum for dense, sunny borders. Rosemary and lavender for dry, well-drained paths and patios. Garlic tucked through your beds each autumn. Clustered mountain mint for a native pollinator magnet that ticks avoid. And wormwood standing guard along the property line, cutting off the deer that bring the ticks in to begin with. Planted thickly in the right spots, given time to establish, these 7 plants are not a spray that quits by Tuesday. They're a barrier that gets stronger every single year. You're not fighting one tick at a time out there. You're deciding what kind of place your yard is, and a yard filled with these 7 plants is simply the wrong place for a tick to be. That is it for today's fix, friends. If this helped you feel a little more in control out there, hit that subscribe button and join the Home Garden Fix family, because there is always another simple, science-backed fix waiting for you right here. Happy gardening, and I will see you in the next video.